Okay, out of nowhere, Apple just announced a February 19th product drop, and I think this is going to be a pretty big one. Today, I want to show you everything we're expected to get at this launch, as there's a couple of interesting products that Apple's been working on, and they've straight up confirmed one on the invitation for this event or launch. They're using different terminology here that they have not historically. So right now, it's unclear if Apple's going to be doing a proper 20 or 30-minute mini video to announce these products, or just a simple 8 to 10 minute explainer. It's something they've never tried before, so Apple launches new. What we do know is exactly what Apple is about to announce, because taking a closer look at the teaser here, it features the usual Apple logo in the center, notably surrounded by a circle that fades into the background. Now, some people think that this means that Apple is announcing a new AirTag, and while that is said to be coming at some point in 2025, this is actually referencing Apple getting rid of the home button on their cheapest iPhone, the iPhone SE, which is about to get a major redesign as the first new product they're dropping. But as it turns out, it might actually not be an iPhone SE after all. It sounds like Apple could call it something new entirely. See, over the past few weeks, we've seen sporadic rumors that Apple was considering a new iPhone 16e model, which would be an extension of their current iPhone 16 lineup, but still placed at the lower end. And notably, Tim Cook himself also suggests a name change, as in the announcement, he says he wants you to meet the newest member of the family. Well, right now we're on the iPhone 16 family, and we could see the iPhone 16e, or I guess economy version. And honestly, based off of these leaked images of the final design, I think a name change could be warranted. On the iPhone 16e, Apple is going to be making it a significantly larger device with a much bigger 6.1-inch OLED display. With this, again, the home button is no longer, so Apple is replacing the biometric authentication with Face ID up at the top that seemingly will be stored in a notch. At one point, there were rumors that Apple could add Dynamic Island, but the more I think about it, the more a Dynamic Island just doesn't make a lot of sense for a budget product. On the side, we can see Apple replace the Ring silent switch with a new action button, one that's now user remappable to a number of different actions across your phone. And while you can't see it in these images, USB-C has been confirmed for this new budget iPhone, as Apple's had to stop selling the previous iPhone 14 and current iPhone SE in certain markets of the EU because the Lightning port is now illegal for smartphones there. So I think the reason Apple is rushing this out now in February, way earlier than normal, is they just need to get phones back on shelves in more parts of the world. And by the way, make sure to subscribe in case you haven't already to know when the new budget iPhone releases. Flipping this over on the back, we've still got a single camera design on the 16e, but we know that this is going to be a way better camera than what's on the current model, as Apple has been widely rumored to introduce a 48 megapixel sensor on this product. So even though there's just a single lens, this will likely allow you to have a 2x telephoto sensor crop, like we've seen Apple implement across their other iPhones. And video quality will go up significantly, as there's so much data from the sensor that Apple can pull from. And that's just the stuff that we can physically see. On the inside, Apple's rumored to be including their latest processor, the A18 chip, which will now add 8 gigabytes of RAM on Apple's budget iPhone, and also introduce the entire suite of Apple Intelligence features on day one. Also internally, Apple's said to be doing a massive battery upgrade, with current rumors suggesting we could see nearly a 40% physical capacity increase year over year. And add on top of that the efficiency improvements that we saw on the A18 chip, and this phone is going to have really good battery life. Also, because this product is going to be Apple's first to include a custom Apple-designed 5G cellular modem, which, if this was any other company, wouldn't mean that much, but this is Apple, and they've spent years refining the efficiency and the performance of their own custom silicon to power their chips. With Apple applying the same methodology to another component of the iPhone, not only will they be able to bring the cost of that component down, they'll also be able to make it draw less power, which will increase battery life even further. They probably want to flex the fact that no other company is doing this. Plus, if this phone is really called the 16e and it is part of the iPhone 16 family, we'll also likely likely be getting a bunch of other baseline iPhone 16 upgrades. Like, rather than the flat edges of the iPhone 14, we could see the smoother curve on the side like the iPhone 16's. Water resistance could improve from 1 meter for up to 30 minutes to 6 meters for up to 30 minutes. And Apple's lineup of safety features such as crash detection on top of their satellite connectivity, that will also likely be on here by default. I mean, yeah, the more I talk about this, it sounds closer to an iPhone 16 than an iPhone SE. There's like no crossover side by side of the old iPhone SE to the new version really at all. Now, maybe the iPhone 16e is the only new product we see on Wednesday, February 19th. Maybe that's the only thing Apple launches, but that doesn't sound like that's all that Apple is doing, as there's also been a lot of rumors lately about new iPad Airs dropping sometime soon as well. According to rumors, the 2025 iPad Airs will continue to have their same 11 and 13-inch sizing, but with a couple of minor improvements internally. Currently, there's an M2 chip, so we would expect it to go to the M3, but Apple could actually be jumping 2 generations this time around. Yeah, we're hearing that Apple is going to be going straight to the M4 for the iPad Air lineup, which is not actually unprecedented for an iPad because it's the exact same thing Apple did with the new iPad Pros last year. Now, to protect my iPad, I've always struggled finding a good case that works with Apple's Magic Keyboard, but thanks to MagEasy, who sponsored today's video, I finally found the perfect one. This is their Cover Buddy magnetic iPad case, and it's the only case on the market that is 100% compatible with Apple's Magic Keyboard, thanks to their exclusive Smart Connect technology. With the Cover Buddy on my iPad, you just place it onto the Magic Keyboard like normal, and it securely attaches and stays put. The case even fits perfectly when you close the keyboard. Like, somehow there isn't even an air gap between the two, so it still looks slick from every angle. It's the first case that makes using your iPad docked or undocked actually easy. MagEasy even added graphene thermal technology to this to effectively reduce the temperature by 1.5 degrees during use for maximum performance. And the case itself feels super nice too, as it's made of stain-resistant premium leather, and there's even a built-in holder that was tailor-made for the Apple Pencil and supports wireless charging. Right now, you can save 8% on your order when you use code AppleTrack8 in the link down below in the description. A huge thank you to MagEasy for sponsoring this one. Now, let's get back to the rest of the video. Next up, for these new iPad Airs, actually speaking of the Magic Keyboard, Apple is planning a brand new Magic Keyboard model made just for these and their other lower-end iPads. As currently the iPad Air doesn't get the nicer Magic Keyboard with the aluminum top case and premium materials function row and larger trackpad of the iPad Pros. Well, this year it sounds like Apple's changing that with a new custom Magic Keyboard just for iPad Airs that includes some premium stuff like a function row, but not as nice aluminum materials, like a better version of the bad Magic Keyboard, but not as good as the best Magic Keyboard. Somehow they've already made it more confusing, but I guess that is the story of the iPad at the end of the day. There's one more thing notable about these new iPad Airs though, and that's that if you buy a cellular version of this product, it will also include Apple's first generation custom designed 5G modem, just like they're putting in the SE4, as it seems like Apple's going to start rolling out this piece to as many products as they can, especially starting at their lower end stuff. And speaking of the low end, this new iPad Air isn't the only new iPad that is just around the corner. We're hearing that an update to Apple's base budget $350 iPad is also coming. While this tablet still looks pretty modern, it hasn't been refreshed since 2022, and it is missing one important feature that Apple wants to put on as many products as possible, and that is Apple Intelligence. We're hearing that inside the chip is being upgraded to the A17 Pro, which also adds 8 gigabytes of RAM. So all of the Apple Intelligence features that are coming to the SE, that are coming to the iPad Air, they will also be available on this base iPad for the first time. And again, if you opt for the cellular version of this base iPad, it will also be equipped with Apple's new 5G modem here too. Now, following that, we're also hearing that a new Mac is imminent, and this is something Apple accidentally confirmed themselves already. In the macOS Sequoia 15.2 update, they referenced a number of different MacBook models that correspond to new 13 and 15-inch variants of the MacBook Air. And considering that Apple usually updates the MacBook Airs around this time, it's clear an update is almost here. These new versions, though, are not going to look much different. Same screen sizes, but on the sides, the ports will be upgraded from the current Thunderbolt 4 likely to Thunderbolt 5, which are a bit quicker. The actual big upgrade is going to be a faster processor on the inside, Apple swapping the M3 for the M4 chip. So not only will it be a lot quicker, it will also likely support you to power 2 external displays with the lid of your MacBook Air open, which is an improvement we saw on the M4 MacBook Pros last year. To be fair, this is absolutely going to be a spec bump iteration for the MacBook Airs, but I do like that Apple is updating their most popular notebook every year. So basically whenever you buy, you're getting the best version that Apple's ever made of that product. Okay, now up until this point, I've talked about the products that have been widely rumored to be launching incredibly soon, but there could also be another thing that Apple could potentially tease at this launch or event. I still don't know what to call it. And that is a truly brand new, built from the ground up offering from Apple that will be a home hub control device, one that can be mounted to your wall to control your smart accessories, but also features a speaker and would sit on your nightstand. A versatile, modular-esque home control solution that's kind of a mini iPad you can move around, but with custom software that looks like standby mode on the iPhone. A lightweight operating system designed to help you do small things quickly. To be clear, it sounds like the release of this is not happening for months, but with Apple making a surprising amount of noise for the launch in just a couple of days, I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked if we saw it. I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't make an appearance. I'm just saying I wouldn't be shocked if we saw it either. I know I'm playing both sides and it's not really fair, but that's how I'm feeling today. Okay, February 19th, just a couple of days from Apple's first major drop of new products for 2025. I'm very excited. This is a unique strategy for them, and I'll obviously be here to show you what we get and more importantly, what it means when it drops in just a few days. Okay, this is exciting. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Hit subscribe for more videos like this. I've been Sam, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye.